So good morning or good evening or good afternoon to everyone. I'm Alfio Albazini from Switzerland. In my clinic here in Switzerland, my clinic is here since 25 years. We are dealing with different musculoskeletal components.
Okay, let's go to the Mexico video. What is happening there?
The Mexican story is quite amazing. I was invited in Puebla, which is a city of 36 university, to teach with a group of 24 participants. And these people, they were not used to work with manual therapy, taping technique, EMG. They were not used to. And there was a guy with anterior knee pain. And again, we assessing, we tried to find out what was his problem. I think he was a previous soccer player who got an ACL rupture. He didn't manage to get a good muscle. Vastus medialis oblique, again, it was quite weak, but he didn't know how much weak it was. He could just see it and say, look, vastus lateralis is bigger, vastus medialis oblique is a bit too small compared to the opposite leg. So then I said to him, let's measure it with the EMG. And we could see not only the quantity he had, but also the timing. The timing of the contraction was wrong. Basically, he activated vastus lateralis and 2-3 seconds after VMO. So we have some ideas how we can stimulate this muscle, which he has some delayed. Different exercise, different type of angles, movement. But at that moment, the guy who invited me at the university, who is an expert on that field, he said to me, look, what I do is I do dry needling. I put needles. And he said, let me put a needle on the femoral nerve. I will stimulate with electrostimulation, and we see what's coming out. We said to the guy, are you okay with that? Let's see how we can stimulate further this muscle. And it was amazing because you could really saw on EMG as he was stimulating electrically that the muscle started to fire more. So then the question was, how long do we need to do it with this electricity stimulation and the needle, and then to keep the muscle working without? So we did it. It was a trial. We did it, I think, for 3-4 minutes. Then we took the needle off, and then we say, okay, let's see again. We reassess again now the activity. And there was a difference. So from the beginning, let's say there was that much of VMO, with electricity increase his activity. We took the electricity away, and he was keeping and maintaining the new activation. And it was quite interesting that we could have another way to stimulate a muscle with needle, with electricity, but we could assess and reassess with the EMG whether we were actually doing something. Without, we would have not known. We would have not known how much was the difference before, during the electrical stimulation, and after. Obviously, the next step would have been, okay, let's see tomorrow, do you still have the same, or you're a little bit better? What happened? Because now one day is gone. And this is actually a way that you could really assess and reassess the patient in a very, very specific way. So that was the Mexican story.